Welcome to Calcutta Races Autumn Meeting, first day, Saturday, 2nd November 2019 race preview, the first day of the Calcutta cold weather season 1920. First race is the Moon Mission Handicap, Norway Praise, to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. We're looking at number 1, Tough Enough. Last outing being in race number 96 over 1100 meters in the Calcutta Monsoon Meeting. Travelled very wide at the track in the final stages and finished second to the straddle, 2 3/4 lengths behind. The winner was Tough Enough. Number 2 will be Surf Romance, Surf Rider after Romantic Quest. Adds at 2 starts in the Monsoon Meeting. Finish off the board in both its outings. Last outing being in race number 120 over 1400 meters, where practically no show there by Surf Romance. Finished on 10th out of 12 runners. Winner of that race was the Kiss. Number 3 will be Appalachie. Appalachi's last outing was in race number 107 in the Monsoon Meeting over 1200 meters, where Appalachie finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Coup de Gras, who came up with a strong run on the stand side and went on to win that race by 2.5 lengths. Number 4, we're looking at Gorish. Gorish has had 4 starts in the Monsoon Meeting, finished second in the first 2 starts and came out and won its 3rd start. Last start in race number 78 over 1400 meters. In the Calcutta Cold Trial Stakes, Gorish finished on 9th out of 10 runners. Winner of that race was Tennis Show, who went on to win it by 2 3/4 lengths. Number 5, we're looking at Glorious Leaps. Lucifer Sam out of Perfect Rhythm. Last outing being in race number 112 in the Monsoon Meeting over 1200 meters, where Glorious Leaps travelled 3rd till it turned for home and then gradually gained places down in the centre and came up with a strong run and went on to win that race by a length and a quarter by beating Miami. Number 6, we're looking at Roxa. Roxa's last outing was in the Monsoon Meeting, just had 2 starts in the Monsoon Meeting. Our last outing in race number 104 over 1100 meters. Roxa travelled 8th till it turned for home and then gradually gained a few places and finished on 4th towards the inner rail, and the winner of that race was Russia Gold. We move on to the second race, which is the Gala Shields Handicap for horses in Class 5 to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. You're looking at number 1, Beat the Bank. Samid out of Lambensi, 3 starts in the Monsoon Meeting. Finished 5th in its first start, came out and won its second start over 7 furlongs. Last outing over a mile, finished on 7th, and the winner of that race is Shivai, a runaway winner that day, went on to win it by 4 1/4 lengths. Number 2, we're looking at Celerino. Celerino's had 2 starts in the Monsoon Meeting, finished off the board in both its outings. Last outing being in race number 121 over 1400 meters, where Celerino travelled 7 till it turned for home and then gradually faded back and finished right at the tail end of the field and finished on 12th out of 12 runners. And the winner of that race was Monte Cassino. Number 3 will be It's a Mukau. It's a Mukau's last outing was in race number 118 in the Monsoon Meeting of 1100 meters, where It's a Mukau travelled second all the way and remained in that spot. And the winner of that race was Uncrowned King. Also in the same race, we had number 4, Midnight Magic, who finished on 4th. Number 5, San Remo, who finished on 3rd. Number 9, Dakshesh, who finished on 5th. Number 10, that is Glorious, the 6th Seal, I beg your pardon, who finished on 12th. Number 11, Glorious Run, who finished on 8th. Number 12, Knight's Gambit, who finished on 9th. And number 14, Jorel, who finished on 6th in the same race. But as I mentioned, the eventual winner was Uncrowned King. Number 6, we're looking at Sharavati, new famous out of Chitralekha. Does that 2 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished fourth in its first start. Last start in race number 64 over 1200 meters, finished on seventh. And the winner of that race was Hukumat, who went on to win it impressively by 5 lengths. Number 7 will be Glendower. Glendower's had 4 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished off the board in all 4 starts. Last outing being in race number 117 over 1200 meters, where Glendower travelled very wide in the final stages and finished on 7th after much efforts. And the winner of that race was Nandish, who was the winner who got that by a short neck. Number 8, you're looking at Shania Spet. Shania Spet's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 112 over 1200 meters, where Shania Spet led all the way till the final stages, about 100 meters away from home, was overtaken on the outside by Glorious Leaps, who went on to win that race, and Shania Spet settled for 3rd spot. Number 13, we're looking at Rolly Polly. Rolly Polly's last outing was in race number 183 over a mile, which is in the Calcutta cold weather season in 1819. Running after a long layoff is Rolly Polly. Finished on 7th in that race, and the winner of that race was Zena. We move on to the 3rd race, which will be the Otto Handicap for horses in Class 5 to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be Scorpion Queen. Scorpion Queen's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 112 over 1200 meters. After much efforts, finished on 7th was Scorpion Queen, and the winner of that race was Glorious Leaps. Number 2, we're looking at Abenaki. Abenaki's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 110. Has had 3 starts, not a winner in any of the 3 starts. Last outing was in over 1400 meters, where Abenaki finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Whispering Grass. Number 4, I beg your pardon, number 3 will be Star of Hollywood. Star of Hollywood's last outing was in the Calcutta cold weather season 1819 in race number 127 over 1400 meters, where Star of Hollywood finished on 5th after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Fancourt, who won that race by a short head. Number 4 will be Fiesti. Express Wish out of the Ashana. Just had 1 start in the monsoon meeting in race number 90 over 1100 meters, where the Fiesti finished on 4th after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Tia Queen. Number 5 will be X-Light. X-Light's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 88 over 1200 meters, where X-Light travelled 5th till it turned firm, gradually faded back, and finished on 8th. And the winner of that race was Modification, who went on to win that race by a nose. Number 10, we're looking at, I beg your pardon, number 6, we're looking at Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 118 over 1100 meters, where Buddy Holly finished on 11th, and the winner of that race was Uncrowned King, who went on to win that by 2.5 lengths. Number 7 will be Prince of Heart. Prince of Heart's last outing was over a mile in the monsoon meeting in race number 115, where Prince of Heart travelled 4th till it turned firm and then gradually dropped back 1 place and finished on 5th. Also in the same race, we had number 8, Singapore Gata, who finished 1 behind to finish on 6th, and number 9, Modification, who finished on 3rd, but the winner of that race was Shivai. Number 10 will be Artist Royal. Artist Royal's last outing was in race number 114 in the monsoon meeting over 1200 meters, where Artist Royal travelled 11th right at the back end till it turned for home and then gradually gained places on the outside and finished on 5th. And the winner of that race was Optimum. We move on to the fourth race, which will be the Love is Blind Handicap for horses in class 4 to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1, we're looking at Fan Court, Samid out of Oakdale, 3 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished 4th in the first start, 5th in the second start, and 3rd start, which is its last start in the monsoon meeting in race number 76 over 1400 meters. Fan Court came up with a real rattle on the outside and went on to win that race by a head by beating Demonstrate. Number 2 will be The Last Judgment. The Last Judgment's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 116 over a mile, where The Last Judgment travelled 6th till it turned firm and remained in that spot all the way, and the winner of that race was Bojangles. Number 3 will be Popcorn. Popcorn's last outing was in the monsoon meeting. 4 starts in the monsoon meeting. Finished 8th in its first start, 7th in its second. 3rd, finally got the boat in its 3rd start. And then in its last start in race number 83 over 1200 meters, Popcorn came up with a real rattle and went on to win that race by 2 3/4 lengths by beating Miami. Number 4, we're looking at Gramercy Park. Win Legend out of Manhattan Rain. 3 starts in the monsoon meeting. Finished 4th in its first start, 2nd in its second start, and last outing in race number 81 over 1400 meters. Made it a pillar-to-post victory. Won that by a real good margin by 6 lengths by beating Shivai. Number 5 will be Christiana. Christiana's last outing was in race number 121 in the monsoon meeting over 1400 meters, where Christiana travelled 4th till it turned firm and dropped back 1 place and finished on 5th eventually. Also in the same race, we had number 10 Porus, who finished right at the back end of the field to finish on 11th out of 12 runners. Winner of that race was Monte Cassino. Number 6 will be Kimaya, Sedgefield out of Saparoli. Skimaya's just 1 start in the monsoon meeting and quite an impressive start, but unlucky in race number 110 over 1400 meters. Travelled 4th till it turned firm, gradually gained places with a late dash in the final stages and finished on 2nd was Kimaya, a length and 3/4 behind the winner. That is Whispering Grass. Number 7, we're looking at Alpharets. Win Legend and a star of the crop. 2 starts in the Calcutta cold weather season 18-19. Last outing was in race number 171 over 1200 meters, where Alpharets finished on 3rd. And the winner of that race was Izzy, who went on to win it by a short neck. Number 8 is Cool Conqueror. Cool Conqueror's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 115 over a mile, where Cool Conqueror finished on 2nd, 4 1/4 lengths behind the winner. That was Shivai. Also in the same race, we had number 9 Abarella, who finished right at the back end to finish on 8th out of 8 runners. We now move on to the 5th race, which is the Anela Handicap, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. We're looking at number 1. We're looking at Vice Admiral. Lord Admiral out of Go Out Backwards. Last outing was over 1400 meters in the monsoon meeting in race number 109, while Vice Admiral finished on 3rd, 4 3/4 lengths behind the winner. That was Big Star, who went on to win it by 4 lengths. Number 2, we're looking at Arakawa. Arakawa's last start was in race number 120 over 1400 meters in the monsoon meeting, where Arakawa practically had no show and finished right at the back end to finish on 12th out of 12 runners. And the winner of that race was the Kiss, who went on to win it by 2 lengths. Number 3, we're looking at Kantai, Revel out of Minnie Mouse. 4 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished on board in all 4 starts. Last outing was in race number 14, in race number 101, where Kantai finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Aftershock. Number 4 will be Apna Time Aiga, multi-dimensional at a Farfashina. Last outing was in the monsoon in race number 116 over 1600 meters, where Apna Time Aiga finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Bojangles. Number 5 will be Demonstrate. Demonstrate's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 103 over 1400 meters, where Demonstrate went on to win that race by 4 lengths by beating Dilmangemo. Kirill came up with a real dazzling run on the stand side, and Demonstrate, an inform horse, came out and won that and made it 2 in a row in the monsoon meeting. Number 6, we're looking at Valeria. Win Legend out of Integral. 2 starts in the monsoon meeting. Won its first start over 1200 meters. Last start was in the Calcutta Fillies Trial Stakes over 1400 meters in race number 72, where Valeria finished on 2nd, 4 lengths behind the winner, who was too good that day, and that was Izzy. Number 7, we're looking at Top Notch. Top Class out of Elzam has had 5 starts in the monsoon meeting. Last outing was in the Calcutta Monsoon Derby over 2,000 meters in race number 99, where Top Notch finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Trafalgar. Quite a close 5th there by Top Notch, and now being gelded is Top Notch. Number 8, you're looking at Incendio. Win Legend out of Angel's Glory has had 4 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished on board and came out and won its first 2 starts. 3rd start finished on 6th in the Fillies Trial Stakes, and last start over 1100 meters finished on 2nd behind stablemate Rush for Gold by half a length. We move on to the 6th race, which will be the feature of the day, the Bullet Cup, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. We're looking at number 1, Admiral Hatsu. Admiral Hatsu's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 113 over 1200 meters, where Admiral Hatsu finished on 7th, and the winner of that race was Amorous White. Number 2 will be San Martino. 3 starts in the monsoon meeting. Last start was over 2,000 meters in race number 98, where San Martino, after much efforts, finished on a faraway 5th out of 5 runners, and the winner of that race was Cold Frontier. Number 3, we're looking at Aftershock. Arazan out of Guy Grant's Girl. Inform Colt has had a very decent monsoon meeting. Won its first start. Second start fell unlucky. Finished on 2nd, and 3rd and 4th start came out and won it again. Last one being in race number 101 over 1400 meters by beating Big Star by a length and 3/4. Number 4 will be Big Star, having finished second to Aftershock in its second last start in the monsoon meeting. Big Star came out and won its next start in race number 109 over 1400 meters in the monsoon meeting, and quite an impressive win that was by Big Star. Went on to win it by 4 lengths, absolutely blew the field away, and Fantasia finished on second. Number 5 will be Coup de Grace. Coup de Grace had 2 starts in the monsoon meeting. First start finished on 4th, and the last start came up with a real dazzling run on the stand side and went on to win it by 2.5 lengths by beating Nelson's Blood. Number 6 will be Gold Bond, Dean's Kitten out of Sharatila. Last outing was in the monsoon meeting over 1400 meters in race number 120, where Gold Bond travelled third till it turned for home and then dropped back 2 places and finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was the Kiss. Also in the same race we had number 7 Fantasia, who finished 4th. Number 8 will be Reincarnation. China Visit out of El Dante. Last outing was in race number 106 in the monsoon meeting over 1200 meters, where Reincarnation travelled 7th till it turned firm and then came up with a real dazzling run on the stand side and fell short. Finished on second to Aquitania. 4.5 lengths was the gap between the two. Number 9, we're looking at Jacobin. Jacobins had 2 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished on 10th in its first start. Last outing was quite an eye-catching one in race number 111 over 1100 meters, where Jacobin finished on 4th after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Carpe Noctem. We move on to the 7th and last race of the day, which will be the Reminiscent Handicap to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. Number 1, we're looking at Dilmange Mo, Samed that are bold and classy. Last outing was over 1400 meters in the monsoon meeting in race number 109, where Dilmange Mo finished on 4th, and the winner of that race was Big Star, who went on to win it by 4 lengths. Number 2, we're looking at Tiburon, top class at a Star Divine, an informed mare who's had 5 starts in the monsoon meeting and finished on board in all 5 starts, and last outing was over 1100 meters in race number 105, where Tiburon caught on board and finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Telvio Pass, who's also running in the same race, and also in the same race we have number 7, that is Bang Bang, who finished on 9th. Number 4 will be Viragio. Viragio's out of excellent art of a Windsor Manor. Last outing was in the Calcutta cold weather season 18-19, race number 185 over 1400 meters, where Viragio finished on 4th towards the rail side after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Alisa, who got that by a neck. Number 5 will be Bacardi. Bacardi's last outing was over 1200 meters in the monsoon meeting in race number 112, where Bacardi finished on 5th, and also in the same race we had number 12, Nobleman, who finished 1 behind to finish on 6th, and the winner of that race was Glorious Leaps. Number 6 will be Tia Queen. Tia Queen's had 4 starts in its monsoon meeting. Last outing was very impressive over 1100 meters in race number 90, where Tia Queen made it a pillar-to-post victory and went on to win it by a length and 3/4 by beating Whispering Grass. Number 8 will be Abhyagama, multi-dimensional out of Violet Honey, one start in the monsoon meeting in race number 117 over 1200 meters on debut. Was quite an impressive debut. Just fell short by a short neck to stablemate Nandish, and Abhyagama is the one that you need to watch out for. Number 10 will be Abelson. Abelson's had one start in the monsoon meeting in race number 43 over 1400 meters, where Abelson finished on 5th after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Louis Vuitton. Number 11, we're looking at Fireberg. Express Wish out of Radical Attraction. One start in the monsoon meeting in race number 48 over 1100 meters. After much efforts, finished on 8th out of 9 runners. And the winner of that race was Marigold. Number 13, we're looking at Utaka. Utaka's last outing was in the monsoon meeting of 1100 meters in race number 95, where Utaka, after much efforts, finished on right at the back end to finish on 9th out of 10 runners. And the winner of that race is Hurricane Storm, who got that one by a long neck. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, will be number 14, Davina Donatella. 2 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished 4th in its first start. Last outing over 1200 meters in race number 83, finished on 6th after much efforts. And the winner of that race was Popcorn. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time, and hope to see you tomorrow at the races for the first day of the season, which promises to be an exciting one.